Hey everyone, I just finished watching the fourth episode of Voltron Legendary Defender's seventh season, The Feud, with an exclamation point. And this was an odd one. Basic setup, the Paladins out of nowhere find themselves on an alien game show, Garfle Warfle Snick, and basically have to go through like mostly memory challenges to win credits to get themselves off the show. Otherwise, if they lose, it's a variety of torture and or imprisonment. And yeah, I won't be surprised if this doesn't really have any impact on the bigger story going forward. This is very much looks like a one-off goofy adventure for the team. When I think it was through the sneak peek on Netflix, when I first read through the little preview blurb, I was worried it was going to be a clip show, but it at least doesn't go that far into supposedly lazy or self-indulgent. Mostly it's about like just visualizing characters and our heroes actually trying to recall their significance and stuff. So when it comes to show recaps of that nature, it's not providing much. It's sort of, if anything, it might encourage the viewer to go back and revisit what came before, reacquaint themselves with past characters and little stories. They can get a call back to Rolo and Paladin's original encounter with him and his group. The sponsors for the show include It's Earth, where you get a free Kaltenecker, or Earth Cow, with every purchase, and the Galra-based restaurant Repit Sal's. There's not a whole lot of just sheer absurdity to it. Some of it's kind of played safe with the game show environment, but still interesting to see our characters go through this kind of situation. Like, speaking of like reinterpretations, one thing that definitely shows that things are off with this situation is that for one round, the Paladins have opponents, and it's members of the Galra, and not just generals or anything. We have Lord Zarkon, who's deceased, Hagar, who's probably scheming in her own way, probably has been for some time based on the knowledge of the short time skip. Lotor, who's dimensionally imprisoned, and Morvac. I get the feeling he's been a character, he's like a lieutenant or a general or something, but he's probably either dead or on the run or something, so it would make sense for even him to be there. And they're basically acting as a weird family unit. Zarkon's actually pretty casual, but still taking the fatherly role. Hagar's kind of a withdrawn mother. Lotor's the like teenager or young adult brat. And Morvac's kind of just along for the ride. I'm not sure exactly what kind of role he was meant to serve in that dynamic, but it was an odd little diversion. But if anything, with this episode, at least, it's interesting with the game show style throughout it. There are several instances where, through the camera, it looks like a bad VHS transfer. The announcer is voiced by Jeff Bennett, who's a long accomplished voice actor, and he can easily go over the top as a game show announcer would. For those who are maybe unfamiliar, he's voiced like Dexter's dad on Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Captain Fanzone on Transformers Animated. It's fun stuff. I wasn't really sure who voiced Bob, the host, but he was pretty good too. He was able to pull off that like likable and unlikable like slickness of a game show host between that and his design. But yeah, this was kind of probably just an interesting one-off little adventure. Not quite a clip show, which is good. Still subverts things, even if just a little. So I'm guessing we'll get back to the ongoing story with the next one. So I'll see you there at episode 57.